Good morning, student. Here we are going to start chapter number 7, triangles. Now, here in this chapter, we are going to discuss some basic property of triangles, and we have already studied some basic property of triangles in previous classes. Now, let once again we repeat that, and after then, some congruence rules. We are going to discuss here some congruence rules for the triangle, and after then, with help of that we are going to discuss some theorem. So here in this chapter we are going to discuss some property of triangles. Now let first, starting from introduction, that what is a triangle. You can see in the figure that there are given three sides, and at the intersecting point, which say this vertex, there are given three vertex, and by that way we can say that there are three angles. So how can we say that the given figure is a triangle? So you already know that a closed figure formed by three intersecting line is called a triangle. Here you can see that here three lines AB, BC and AC intersecting each other, and the closed figure, this closed figure form a triangle. Tri means three. A triangle has three sides, AB, BC, AC, three angles, angle ABC, BAC and ACB, and three vertex, here given vertex A, B and C. For example, in triangle ABC denoted as triangle ABC, we denote triangle ABC as triangle. We just put sign such for the triangle ABC, where AB, BC, CA are the three sides. Angle B, angle A, angle B and angle C are the three angles, and ABC are three vertices. So here we have basic information about this triangle. Now in this chapter you are going to study, or you will study in details about the congruence of triangle. What are the congruence property, and after then we understand it, rules of congruence, some more properties of triangle and inequality in a triangle. So here these topics we are going to discuss. Now let first we understand what are the congruence figure or congruous shapes. So let introduction we are going to discuss here congruence of triangles. For that, just you know that the ATM card, you many of you have ATM card. You know that the size of ATM card are same. The ATM card issued by all the banks are equal in length, that you are already known. So the all ATM cards similar to each other. So in size, then these two things are similar to each other, then we can say that these two things are congruent to each other. If you take ATM of SBI or ATM of HDFC, so you can find that both ATM cards are same in size. So these two figures are known as a congruence, equal in size. So we can say that these two things are equal, congruent. As you can see here, given two figures, two squares. You can find that its four sides is equal to the corresponding square, its four side, and its all angles equal to its corresponding this square. So we can say that these two shapes are congruent. These two shapes are congruent. So these two squares are congruent, that we can say. So these two shapes, indeed they are called congruent figures. What is a congruent? Congruent means equal in all respect, or figures whose shapes and size are both the same. shapes and size are both the same. Means if you take this square and put on this square, then it covers this square. If you take this square and you put it on this square, then it covers this figure. So we can say that both figure are same in shape and size. So these two things are known as congruent figures. More one example, you can see here such example. Here given four figures. You can say that some of them are equal, means congruent, or some of them are not congruent. Here you can see that figure 1 and 2 are not congruent. Why? Because one in figure first there are small size. If you put this square on this square, or alternatively if you put this square in this square, then it does not cover perfectly. As well as between these two squares, so these two squares are not congruent. But first and fourth are congruent, because if you put this square on this, then it covers its all the sides. And so by this way we can say that these figures are congruent or not. If you put one figure on another figure, then it completely cover all the parts of this figure, then we can say that the given two figures are congruent. Now here we want to discuss congruence of two triangles. So let you already know that the triangles are congruent if the sides and angles of one triangle are equal to the corresponding sides and angles of other triangle. For that, let you can consider some triangles. As you can see here we have taken 5 triangles with different vertex and different size. Now we want to say that which one is congruent to another. So we know that we have discussed that if two triangles are congruent, then sides and angles of one triangle are equal to the corresponding sides and angles of the other triangle. Now you take this triangle ABC. Now you know that AB is 4.5 centimeter, AC is 4 centimeter, BC is equal to 5 centimeter. Means we just take other triangle that corresponding to this triangle, its side are equal to another triangle. So here AB is, we will find such triangle whose size measures are equal to this. So here you can see figure 2, one side is 4.5 centimeter, it is corresponding to AB. Then PR is corresponding to AC, and QR is corresponding to BC. So these two triangles PQR and ABC is congruent. Now let also DEF, because here it is equal to these angles. So ABC and DEF both are congruent, as well as MNR also congruent to this triangle. But last triangle TSU, STU और TSU जो है वो कॉन्ग्रुएंट नहीं है, क्योंकि उसको अगर हम इस फिगर पे जो ट्राइंगल ABC है उस पर रखेंगे तो वो कवर परफेक्टली उसे कवर करेगा नहीं. देन ABC is congruent to. Now how can we write the pair of congruent triangle? For that we have to just, here you can see that AB is equal to corresponding size QP or PQ. Here you can see that AB is corresponding to side PQ. Then BC is corresponding to side QR, and AC is side corresponding to PR. Now by that way we can say, how can we write the two triangles, the pair of two triangles are congruent. For that, notice that when triangle PQR congruent to triangle ABC, then sides of triangle PQR fall on the corresponding equal sides of triangle ABC, and so is the case for the angles. Just we take this triangle PQR and we fall and its side of PQR fall on corresponding equal sides of PQR, means PQR है उसको लेके हम ABC पे रखें और PQR की जो जो इक्वल साइड है वो ABC के इक्वल साइड पे आ जाए, फिट हो जाए, तो उसे हम क्या कहेंगे, कॉन्ग्रुएंट होंगे. तो दैट इज PQ कवर्स AB, QR covers BC and RP covers CA. Then angle P covers angle A, angle Q covers angle B, and angle R covers angle C. So we can say that both the triangles are congruent. Also there is one correspondence between the vertices, that is P correspondence to A, Q correspondence to B, and R correspondence to C, and so on, which is written as, we can write this relation between P correspondent to A, that is P correspondent to A, and Q correspondence to B, and R corresponds to C. By this way we can write P is equal to A, that is P corresponds to A, Q is equal to B, that is Q corresponds to B, and R is equal to C, then R corresponds to C. Note that under this correspondence, triangle PQR congruent triangle ABC, but it will not be correct to write triangle QRP correspondent triangle ABC. We cannot write QRP because here P is correspondent to A, then we have to write P same as here A, Q corresponds to B, then we have to write Q, then here B, and here R is correspondent to C, then we have to write R, then here C. We cannot write such in this manner triangle because Q is not correspondent to A, P is correspondent to A, so we have to write P corresponds to A, Q corresponds to C, and R corresponds to C. In this manner we are going to write. A जो है पैटर्न में हम लिख सकते हैं नहीं है, क्योंकि Q है वो A के साथ करस्पॉन्डेंस नहीं है, वो किसके साथ है, तो क्या वो B के साथ है, तो जहाँ पे Q होगा वहाँ पे B होना चाहिए. सो ये जहाँ पे P है वहाँ पे A है, Q है वहाँ पे B है, और R जहाँ पे है वहाँ पे C. तो बाय दिस वे वी कैन राइट these triangles are congruent triangle. So triangle PQR is congruent to triangle ABC. So by this way we can write the congruence. Similarly, FD side FD corresponds to side AB, DE corresponds to BC, and EF corresponds to CA. And F is corresponds to A, D is corresponds to B, and E corresponds to C. So by this way, FA, that is FA, DB, and EC. So triangle FDE, not DEF. Triangle FDE is congruent to triangle ABC, but writing triangle DEF congruent to triangle ABC is not correct. We have to write a pair of congruent triangle in that manner which vertex or side corresponding to another side or vertex. So here F is in correspondence with A, so we have to write F here A, D, B, then here D and B, and E and C, then here we have to write E and C. So in this manner we can write triangle FDE is congruent to triangle ABC. Give the correspondence between the triangle in figure 7.4 and triangle ABC. So it necessary to write the correspondence of vertices correctly for writing of congruence of triangle in symbolic form. Note that in congruent triangle corresponding parts are equal and we write in short. In short, we have to write CPCT. Many times we have we are going to write the two, if there are given two corresponding or congruent triangles, then if you want to compare the parts of congruent triangle, then we put there one property, that is CPCT. its full form is corresponding parts of congruent triangles. So in CPCT rule, one more thing that we discuss here in CPCT rule, if any three parts, if any three parts is equal to another corresponding another triangles three parts, then we can say that both the triangles are congruent. Now criteria for congruence of triangle, we are going to just some rules for the this. Draw two triangles side 3 centimeter. Are this triangle congruent? Let we take here. You can see that here we have drawn equilateral triangle. Three side 3 centimeter of. So here DEF is and its side is 3 centimeter. Here we taken one side equal to one of this side. AC is equal to 3. So you can find that if you put this figure on another figure, then both each of figure cannot cover each of them. So we cannot say that both the triangles are congruent. We know that each of this angle is corresponding to each of this angle, means equal to this triangles angle. So we cannot say the both figure are congruent because they are not same size. Now draw two triangles with one side 4 centimeter and one angle 50 degree. So you can find that are these congruent or not. So you can say that these are not congruent because you can find that B is equal to Q and BC is equal to QR. But here you can see that AC does not equal to PR and AB does not equal to PQ. So these two triangles are not congruent. Now you can see here, repeat this activity with other pairs of triangle. Do you observe that the equality of two sides and the included angle is enough for the congruence of triangle? Yes, it is enough. So you can see that two sides, if two sides are equal to corresponding sides of triangle and one angle, two sides and one angle is equal to the another sides and angle of another triangle, then you can say that both the figure are equal. So we can say that ABC is congruent to PQR. Means minimum three parts of one triangle is equal to the another sides or angles. So just in CPCT rule, we assume that if there are only three parts, it is equal to the corresponding parts of another triangle, then we can say that the both triangles are congruent to each other. So here you can see that both the figures are equal. So here you can see that one side angle and side. So this is first criteria of congruent triangle. And we say that it is axiom 7.1, and we know that axiom cannot be proved. We just assume that given statement is true. Axiom 7.1, SAS congruence rule. We say that it SAS congruence rules. S means side, A means angle, and S means side. Side, angle, side congruence rule. We said axiom 7.1 SAS congruence rule. Two triangles are congruent when two triangles are congruent if two sides and the included angle between these two sides, this included angle of the one triangle are equal to the two sides and the included angle of the other triangle, then we can say that these two triangles are congruent. These results can be proved with the help of previous known results, and so it is accepted true as an axiom. So we say that it is axiom 7.1. We just assume it and we remember if two triangles, if we want to prove that the two triangles are congruent, then two sides and included angle of the triangle are equal to the another two sides and two sides and the included angle of another triangle. So we can say that these two triangles are congruent. Now let one more thing that we are going to take two sides equal and one angle. So we just not include this angle between these two sides. Here we taken two sides and angle out of this side. So you can find that if the angle not included between these two sides, equal sides, then it is not congruent triangle. You cannot see that both angle. So angle must be included between these two sides. So we can say that. So here SSA or ASS congruence rule cannot possible, because you can see that these two figures are not equal. So यहाँ पे जो है कि SSA और ASS rule cannot be possible. So we cannot set these two triangles. जैसे SAS congruence rule possible है, वैसे SSA और ASS वो possible नहीं है. Notice that the two triangles are not congruent. Repeating this activity with more pair of triangles, you will observe that for triangles to be congruent, it is very important that the equal angles are included between the pairs of equal side. So here SS congruence rules holds, but not AS or SSA. So we just one more thing. Next, try to construct the two triangles in which two angles are 60 degree and 45 degree and the side included between these angles. So you can see that both figures are equal in the shape and same manner. So this angle is corresponding to this angle corresponding to this angle, and also you can see that these two angles are equal. And this side means if we include one side between two angle, then it is also congruent triangle. So we said it. This result is angle side angle criterion for congruence, and it is written as ASA criterion. You have verified this criterion in earlier classes, but let us state and prove this result. We are going to prove this result, SAA result, and we said that it is theorem number 7.1. We are going to use here SAS rule. So theorem number 7.1, SAS congruence rule. It is most important theorem that it is important in exam. So theorem number 7.1, SAS congruence rule. SAS. So what the statement of this? Two triangles are congruent if two angles and the included side of one triangle are equal to two angles and the included side of other triangles. So proof that we are going to prove that if there are two angles and included side are equal to the other two angles and included side of other triangle, then we can say that two triangles are congruent triangle. For that, what SAS congruence? So we have to just take two angles. As you can see in the figure, B is equal to angle E, C is equal to angle F, and BC is equal to AC. Means A रूल जो यहाँ पे हम प्रूव करने वाले हैं. तो A जो है गिवन है क्या कि एंगल B इज इक्वल टू एंगल E गिवन, एंगल C इज इक्वल टू एंगल F and BC is equal to FE. So we want to prove triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF. Now we are going to use SAS rule, side rule, and we prove that these two triangles are congruent. Let me just take case 1. Here we are going to take three cases. So here case 1, let AB is equal to D. We assume that AB is equal to D. क्या करेंगे हम? AB is equal to D हम assume कर लेंगे. Now what do you observe that you may observe यहाँ पे क्या है, तो AB is equal to D हमने क्या किया, assume किया. फिर क्या, एंगल E गिवन एंड BC इज इक्वल टू EF वो भी गिवन है. तो एक कौन सा रूल हो जाएगा, SAS रूल. और SAS रूल के हिसाब से दोनों ट्राइंगल कैसे हो जाएंगे? कॉन्ग्रुएंट. Hence we have proved. Just remember that we have just AB is equal to DE, we assume. Then angle B is equal to angle E is given, and angle BC is equal to EF is also given. Then triangle ABC is equal ABC congruent to triangle DEF. As well as now let what we case 3 let possible that AB is greater than D. Now what we assume that AB is greater than DE. AB is greater than D. So we can take a point P. What we have to यहाँ पे एक ऐसा पॉइंट लेंगे जो पी बी इज इक्वल टू डी ई हो जाए. पी बी इज इक्वल टू डी. अब ए बी है वो डी ई से बड़ी है, तो हम पी ए बी पे ऐसा एक पॉइंट लेंगे जो पी बी इज इक्वल टू ये हो जाए. नाउ कंसिडर ट्राइंगल पी बी सी एंड ट्राइंगल डी ई एफ. सो ऑब्जर्व दैट ट्राइंगल पी बी सी एंड ट्राइंगल डी एफ, पी बी इज इक्वल टू डी. पी बी इज इक्वल टू डी, क्योंकि हमने यहाँ पे उसे लिया है यहाँ पे, क्योंकि ए बी इज ग्रेटर देन डी. एंगल बी इज इक्वल टू एंगल ई जो है, और एंगल बी इज इक्वल टू एंगल ई एफ. सो बाय एस ए एस रूल वी कैन से दैट ट्राइंगल पी बी सी इज कॉन्ग्रुएंट टू ट्राइंगल डी एफ. सो यहाँ पे जो ए एस रूल है वो कॉन्ग्रुएंट होता है. और थर्ड प्रॉपर्टी है वैसे हम एज्यूम करेंगे इफ ए बी इज लेस देन डी, तो ऐसे इम्प्रूव कर सकते हैं. वी कैन चूज अ पॉइंट एम ऑन डी ई सच दैट एम ई इज इक्वल टू ए बी, एंड रिपीटिंग द argument as given in case 2 we can conclude that AB is equal to D, and also triangle ABC is equal to congruent to triangle DEF. So you know that the sum of three angles of a triangle is 180 degree. So if two pairs of angles are equal, then third pair is also equal, because it is we subtract these two angles from 180, then remaining angle is congruent to another angle. So two triangles are congruent if any two parts of angles and one pair of corresponding sides are equal. We may call it is SAAS congruent rule. We can also prove this. So by this way you can, these are important axiom and theorem. So you have to write these two times, axiom 7.1 and theorem 7.1. Write it two times and remember it. These are important properties of triangle.